Hello.
Hi.
I was waiting for your cat to jump on your head yesterday. I was pretty disappointed.
Oh my God. I know. I can hear him behind me in the window. He's going to come at me.
The anticipation, I'm like, oh, this is going to be it. Or it's going to at least happen once this challenge. So.
Yeah, probably. By the end of the month, it'll happen for sure.
With you and Corey, the cat bloopers are just coming. It's awesome.
I know. I personally would not let my cat jump on my chest while I'm bench pressing, but
Risky.
yeah, literally. Oh my God. I can't believe she didn't help him.
Yeah. Jack was like, that cat needs bigger arms. I'm like, yeah.
Maybe Corey needs bigger arms.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I know. I probably shouldn't talk shit about him when he can't defend himself.
He'd be crying. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. How was the workout yesterday? Like, honestly, not bad?
Good. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, it's always different, right? Like when you're in your own space. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad it's happening. So.
Okay. No, that's good. Felt a little rusty, honestly. I was like, oh, what are the controls here? What am I doing?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's always smoother the second time around. So.
Yeah, definitely. Today should be better.
And you had no extension cord? I couldn't remember if I gave you my extension cords last time or what. But.
You had given us one, yes, but it was my own problem because I have extension cords, but not ones with the 3-prong, like for grounding.
Yeah.
So I had just like ordered one off Amazon. It was supposed to come on Sunday and I didn't get it. So that's why on Monday I was like, oh, still waiting. But today is much better. We have your lighting going on.
Lighting, nice.
Yeah, I know the light from behind isn't ideal, but I think that kind of helps to light up the whole space. So.
No, it's good. Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
Is Jack there too? Is he joining us today?
No, he is not. Well, he's technically supposed to be attached to a class, so it's always this.
Oh.
And I didn't look. This is recorded, right? Or is it? Yeah. So I guess you could, in theory, do it after the fact. But yeah, during, he's actually technically supposed to be in school right now. So.
Oh, gotcha. I see. I didn't know if they gave him like an hour for lunch or like how that worked.
I think it's like half an hour, and just so yeah.
It's not long.
And they legit do attendance. So if he's not actually signed in or present, then I actually get a notice. I'm like, well, that's weird. He's here, so.
Like, can you please sign in?
Yeah, totally. So please sign in.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've heard like that some teachers are just like purely kicking students out. Like if they're causing too much trouble and stuff, they're like, no, get out of here.
No, I think, with him and then most of what I've seen, it's just like most people have their cameras off and they keep their mouth shut. And most of the time it's because they're watching YouTube and everything else. So, yeah. So.
Yeah. Good times. If only.
Hi, Jessica. It's Roz.
Hi, Roz.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look great.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're joining us. I've been seeing some of your stuff on Instagram. I was so excited.
I'm excited too. Excited that I'm not excited that I'm home, but I'm excited to join you.
No, definitely. There is a silver lining to this whole situation.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Hi, Bryant.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. My mom's crashing the party.
I know. I see that. She's more than welcome.
Thank you.
Do we need anything special today?
Today we are looking at possibly a box or a couch, something like that. We do have a movement where our feet are elevated. Of course, if you don't have that accessible, you can just do the on the ground version. Aside from that, yeah, chair works great too. No, aside from that, no other equipment unless you have like dumbbells that you can add to them and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And I'll like coach you guys through that, like add things here or whatnot.
Okay.
We still have a couple of minutes. We're still waiting for a few more people. So just hang tight, guys.
I'm just gonna maybe shift. do have a little bit of an insertion injury, not necessarily in my rotator cuff, but in my upper bicep. So
Oh, okay.
I might have to take breaks if it starts to lock.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do what you got to do. All right, guys, I'm going to mute everybody. That's noon. We're still waiting for 2 more to hop in, so I'm sure that they will, but I would like to stay relatively on time, so we'll get started. Day 2 of Jacked Frost Challenge. Of course, if you're not doing the challenge, that is all good. You're just in it for a good sweat, and I like that too. So for warm-up today, we are going to do a 9-minute EMOM. So it's just going to be 3 sets of 3 different exercises. I'm going to throw those up on our screen share right now, and then we'll get going. So let's check that out. Alrighty, so for warm-up, you can see there in our first minute, we have 30 seconds of our mountain climbers. We have 20 reps of frog pumps in our second minute. And in our third minute, we have 10 yoga push-ups, which the yoga push-up is essentially going to be like into a pike and then a push-up and then pike and push-up. So we'll go through all of those movements here real fast, just as a quick demo, and then we'll get started. So we have the mountain timers. You can just drive the knees straight in. If you want to switch it up, you can always do the cross-body version. Following that, our frog pumps. Feet are going to come together flat. Hopefully you can see me. And in a butterfly seated position, essentially. And then from there, we're raising and squeezing the hips together. Following that, our last movement, the yoga push-up, like I mentioned. So we're going to come pike into push-up, pike into, there are my glasses, push-up. So I will refresh you on the reps as we go. We are starting with 30 seconds of a mountain climber. I'm going to throw our timer up on the screen share for you guys so that you can keep track as well. We are going to get started in 3, 2, and go. So just 30 seconds there. And it doesn't have to be anything fast. You can go a little slow and controlled. We are just getting warm after all. If you want to switch it up so that knee is driving to the opposite elbow, please feel free to do that. You can, however, do it for a little bit more cardio if you want to drive those knees nice and fast. Up to you. We have about 5 seconds here before we're going to rest for 30. And rest. So next one will be our frog pumps, like I said, coming down even further onto the floor. Feet are flat together in a butterfly. And in about 20 seconds, we're going to lay on our backs. I kicked the cat out today. I can hear him crying at the door, so that's fun. At least he won't jump at me through the curtain. We do have 20 reps on the frog pumps. We're going to lay back in 3, 2. We're driving our hips straight up to the ceiling. Drive, squeeze the glutes. Just kind of a touch and go movement here, leaving your arms wherever they're comfortable. Once you finish your 20 reps, we're going to rest. We will have our yoga push-ups coming up. Remember, guys, if any of these movements don't feel comfortable for you, you need a modification, anything like that, don't hesitate to message me in the chat. I will do my best to check it frequently and talk less about food today. In about 20 seconds, we only have 10 reps of the yoga push-ups. Just hang tight if you're done. We're gonna roll through 3 full sets of this. If you're having a hard time with the push-ups, you can always come into pike, drop the knees, and then do your push-up as well. 3, 2, we're gonna go to pike, down into push-up, pike, down into push-up, 10 reps here. When we're coming into pike, I want those ears to come in between the biceps. You get a little bit of stretch through the hamstring. going for all 10. And like I said, if you need to drop to the knees on that push up, that's totally fine, but I still want you to come all the way into pike. Once you've done your 10 reps, just resting, we have 2 more sets. Just checking on everybody. I think we're still waiting for a few, but that's fine. In about 10 seconds, we're gonna come back to our mountain climbers, 30 seconds worth. In 3, 2, finding our plank and driving the knees. I hope we're not feeling too sore, kind of drained after yesterday's workout. You know, there was quite an aerobic component there with the jump squat tuck jump combo. Today I wouldn't say it's going to be nearly as intense. We do have a good amount of kind of lower body combo as well. We have about 5 seconds remaining on the 30. In 3, 2, and resting. I'm gonna learn from yesterday, crack this. We have our frog pumps up next for 20. In about 10 seconds. So like I mentioned, if you weren't already on when I did, in about 5 seconds, frog pumps. 3, 2, and frog pumps. We will be needing a box or a chair or a couch today. So we do have a kind of feet up position coming up later. So if you haven't already grabbed something like that on one of your rest periods here, I would suggest making sure something is accessible for you. And as per usual, if you have dumbbells, I will be encouraging the use of those as we go on through the workout. So make sure those are handy too. We have about 30 seconds here. I definitely was not counting, so we're gonna call that done. We have our yoga push-ups coming up next. About 15 seconds or so. Just hanging tight. In 5, 10 reps here, 3, 2, push up and pike. You can do whichever you want first. It doesn't really matter. And create a little more room. Just 10 reps. Ears by the biceps and taking it easy on those shoulders. If you're finding it's a little too intense, bring the movement down. There's no need to push it. We're just warming up. About 30 seconds remaining. We have 1 more set. In 15 seconds, we're back to our mountain climbers. Down to 5. In 3, 2, and go. I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding that I'm really enjoying being at home, to be honest. I don't love living life on the go, and being at home certainly makes that a lot easier. I mean, I do miss the social interaction, but in terms of like being able to control what I'm eating and when I'm eating, the day kind of just feels less stressful. And rest, but that's just me. What made me think of it is that I like to eat lunch before this, so I don't talk about food the whole time. We have our frog pumps coming up. About 15 seconds or so. If I need a little motivation in your life, feel free to always put on some music in the background. Unfortunately, I still have not nailed down how to stream it through here. So in 3, 2, and 20 reps. Nice strong squeeze of the glutes at the top and then light touch to the butt as you come down. Nice, good. Just working through 20 reps here. Then we're gonna rest. Doing great, all right. Almost done our last set. Then we're gonna move on to our first circuit. About 20 seconds, just breathe in. In 10 seconds, we've got our 10 pike to push up. In 3, 2, and pike to push up. Once you finished all 10, please grab a drink. We'll take a quick rest. I'm gonna make sure that we've got our workouts up on the screen share for you shortly. Alrighty, so sure most of you are done your push-ups. Take a quick rest, like I said. And we have the next workout up on the screen share. So I'll just speak to it really quick. We'll go through the demo and then we'll get started. Every 4 minutes, or like an E4 mom, if you will, you have to complete all 3 exercises. Remaining time at the end is your earned rest. Then we are starting again on minute 4. We're gonna do a total of 4 sets for 16 minutes total. So in the 4 minutes, we have to complete 8 to 10 per side, whatever kind of feels good to you, of an offset push-up. So your offset can simply just be raising your hand up on a book or a dumbbell, something like that. We just want to create a little bit of height on the side. Then we are going to do 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. Following that, we have 12 reps of a prisoner good morning. That is a 4-second eccentric, so nice slow, 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 slow on the way down, and 2 seconds on the way back up. And lastly, we have 12 to 16 reps, again, a little bit of range there, for the reverse hip thrust. Now, this is the one that you're going to put your heels up on something elevated and do our hip thrust. There is a tempo with that as well. So we're going to hold 2 seconds at the top and then nice slow 2 seconds down. Okay, so we'll go over those movements real quick and then we will get started. Because there's so much to remember on that guy, I will do it with you guys on the first little while, and then I'll likely put the workout back up on the board just in case you need a refresher. But as per usual, I speak to that all the time. So I personally only have a dumbbell right now. No books here right now for my offset push-up. So same push-up position, one hand is just going to be a little bit higher. So we're going to do 2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 8 to 10 aside. Following that, reverse, no, prisoner good morning, like we discussed. Hands are here. I'm not on the right camera. I'm so sorry. No wonder you can't freaking see me. There we go. Did we get the push-up? Do we need a refresher? We're good. All right, Roz says we're good. We must be good. So hands will be here for prisoner. Feet are hip width apart. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally stretching our hamstrings. 1, 2. We're gonna do 12 reps. 3, 4, 1, 2. And then lastly, like I said, elevated surface. I've got a very large box for myself. Normal hip thrust position. So if you're gonna be about hip width apart, you're gonna scoot your butt a little bit closer. We have 2 seconds at the top and then 1, 2. 2 seconds, 1, 2. And that guy is for 12 to 16 reps, okay? All right, guys. So make sure you have your equipment available. We are gonna get started with those push-ups. Let's see here. We'll do start our timer. There it is. 8 to 10 aside, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. In 3, 2, and go. So workout is up. If you have any questions, I am doing it with you. If you need to drop to the knees on those push-ups as well, or adjust the rep range if you're having any troubles with injuries and whatnot, please feel free to do so. Want nice slow, slow, and slow, slow. 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. I know it's gonna feel like a lot. It is a lot. It's gonna be like 16 to 20 push-ups. I mean, it's just 2 seconds, so don't get too crazy on the slow emphasis. Once you have finished those, we are coming up for our prisoner. So options on the prisoner one is that you can hold a dumbbell in a goblet position as well. If you want to make it a little bit more intense. We're still going to have our feet hip width apart. We're hinging through the hip, finding a little bit of stretch in the hamstrings, 4 seconds down, 2 seconds to bring ourselves back up. We only have 12 here, I believe. Yes, only 12. Nice, good job, you guys. Remember, if you have no dumbbells, hands are just behind the head in our little prisoner position. Still going nice and slow, finding that stretch of the hamstrings, strong drive in that 2 second phase as we come back up. Mine was a little fast. There we go. Once you have completed all 12 of those guys, we have our reverse hip thrusts. We have about 2 minutes remaining here. Want to be getting close to moving on to our hip thrusts. These ones will go quickly. So when you get there, feet are up on our box. 12 to 16, like I said, we're gonna have a 2 seconds hold at the top and then 2 seconds down. You can hold a dumbbell here in the crook of the hip as well if you want a little bit more challenge. If you only have dumbbells that are fairly light, probably not worth it. But what you could do is add a mini band just above the knee and really emphasize driving those knees out at the top. So that's kind of an option as well. We're coming down to 1:10 remaining in our time. And once you finish, we're resting. About 45 seconds before we're going to get started again. We should have time for everything. Try and get the minimum 12 reps of the hip thrust done. And then if you do need some rest or you don't want to push it, just take that time. We have 30 seconds before we're going to get started back with our push-ups. Remember, you want to count too. Don't take things too slow. I mean, there is tempo for sure. We want to make sure that we're trying to get it all done too. In about 10 seconds, we're going to be back down on the floor for our push-ups. All right, guys, finding your offset position. 3, 2, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. 8 to 10 aside. And here we can start to gauge, you know, is this realistic to do 10 per side? Maybe I should drop to 8 so I can get everything done and earn some rest at the end. Totally up to you. Good work, nice strong push. Try and keep the hand grounded. Working through both sides. Just finding a good tempo and pace. Try and breathe. Whew, these push-ups are tough, you guys, tough. Push-ups aren't my favorite anyways, but it must mean I need to work on them. We have our good mornings following that, 4 seconds down with 2 seconds coming up. Really want you to try and extend the hip at the top. Squeeze, drive the glutes forward. Nice, everybody, looking good. We have 12 reps here. Just try and breathe. Especially if you find you're starting to go a little fast. I found that for myself. We have lots of time. First round is always a tester. Like you kind of get the feel for it, then you can gauge a bit better. Nice, everybody, looking good. Try and keep a nice neutral spine in our good mornings. I want those shoulders pulled down and back. Slight tilt to the pelvis. We have our reverse hip thrust following, 12 to 16 reps. 2 seconds at the top, 2 seconds down. You can move explosively to drive those hips up to the ceiling. Like I said, you want a little more challenge, you can put a band around the knee. Really get those glutes fired up. Nice work, everybody. We have about 1:25 here. Want to earn that rest at the end. Remember, if something doesn't feel right for you, please let me know. I'll go check our messages right now, just in case. Just resting once you've done your 12 to 16 on the hip thrust. Awesome, guys. We got about 40 seconds before we're hopping into our third set. Push-ups are really going to start adding up. Conversely, if your push-ups don't feel great for you, but you have dumbbells available, you can always go into floor press. So often a lot easier on the shoulder if you're doing floor press rather than push-ups. So keep that in mind. We have about 15 seconds here. Come back down to the floor if you're not still there. Finding your offsets, 5 seconds, and 3, 2, 8 to 10 aside, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. And of course, if you don't have anything to offset to, you can always do more of like a staggered push-up as well. If you need a demo on that, just holler at me. Just gonna have a look, see how we're doing. Nice, looking good, guys. Nice and strong. Want to try and exhale as we press up from our push-up. Getting in both sides here. And remember, always modify if you need to. You can go to the knees for this guy. That elevated position just kind of changes the direction of our press. We get a little bit of stretch through the pec of the hand that's elevated. Just tearing down more muscle to build it up, you know. When you're ready, feet will be hip width apart on those good mornings. When I say nice neutral spine, I mean I want you to pull your shoulders down and back, stay open through the chest. I'm sticking my butt out like I'm sending it back toward the far wall. And there's only a very slight bend through my knees. Legs want to be fairly extended. And we want to actually think about using those glutes to pull yourself back up into our tall, fully extended position. Hips and glutes drive forward. 4 seconds down here, 2 seconds up, 12 reps. Looking strong, everybody. You got it. Keep going. In terms of time, we have about 1:45 here. Okay, I'm going to toss my mini band on for these last reverse hip thrusts. So why not? Make sure you scoot that butt in a little bit. 2 seconds at the top, 2 seconds down. Nice job, you guys. And remember, in this position, the reverse hip thrust, if you want a little bit more hamstring activation, you're actually going to scoot your butt further away so that your legs are a little bit more extended. I personally want to focus on glutes, so I'm keeping my butt close to my point of elevation and actively fighting the band as I drive my knees up and out. We have about 50 seconds remaining in this minute. We'll have one final set after this, and then we're going to move on. Doing great, guys. Looking good. Keep going. In about 25 seconds, we're going to start our fourth set. Getting ready for our offset push-up. 5 seconds. In 3, 2. Continuing with those same rep ranges, 8 to 10. If you want to work right to the end of our 4-minute mark, I would suggest going for all 10 if you haven't been already. And keeping that 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down tempo. Try and make sure that when we're pressing here, we're still keeping our shoulders down and back. You want to open through the chest. Try not to let them crash or hunch forward, which means we're keeping a little bit of a lat activation. It's going to pull our shoulders down and open. And chest to deck, of course. Get as low as you possibly can in that push-up. Nice stretch from the pec, and then press drive. I catch myself trying to go a little bit slower than that 2 seconds. Like I'm used to a 3 second, you know? Keep it slow, nice and tight. We've got our goblet or prisoner, good mornings to follow, 4 seconds. That'll be your nice slow position with the 2 seconds on the way up. Working through 12 reps. You can always change your foot position a little bit as well. Try something a little bit wider if you would like. You're still going to get lots of hamstrings, but not as much glute, I find. Yeah, mostly hamstrings. Keeping that slow tempo down and only 2 seconds on the way up. Nice, great job, you guys. Remember, when we're hinging in our good morning, you only have to come down as low as when you start to really feel those hamstrings pull, strain, and kind of scream. And then we're going to come back up from there. Use the glutes. You can use the low back kind of erectors area as well to bring yourself back up, but I would prefer a glute focus today. In terms of time, we're down to 1:40. We are getting there, everybody. We've got our reverse hip thrust left. Looking good, guys, crushing it. Good job, just breathe, keeping our tension here. Remember, you can make those reverse hip thrusts a little bit more challenging by adding the band or a dumbbell if you have one accessible. The band just gets those glutes firing just a little bit more. If you've got it, use it. Coming down to our last 60 seconds, everybody. Once you've finished, we are resting. We will let the full minute run out, though, as some people are just finishing up Those reverse hip thrusts, maybe you want to go for all 16 reps this time around. Totally fine with me. Grab a drink if you're done. And I will put the next circuit up on our screen share momentarily, so just hang tight. Nice, guys. Good job. Coming down to our last 25 seconds. Just breathe in. I'm so grateful I opened that window. Holy smokes, it's warm in here. Awesome, everybody. Coming down, last 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and resting, or you can elect to finish kind of on your own time there. I am going to toss our next workout up on our screen share. Next workout, next circuit. So next up, we have 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, 4 different movements for 5 rounds. It's going to run us 20 minutes total. If you find that you aren't getting enough rest at some point, ditch an exercise for one of the rounds, just so you have that extra 45 seconds to breathe and kind of catch up. So the 4 movements, all designed to be body weight primarily, we'll go through how you can make them a little bit more intense. I am going to toss you guys back up to me for a demo. So we have air squats, just your standard body weight squat. If you want to make this more intense, dumbbell in a goblet position or mini band around the knees if available. Following that, we do have alternating, I think it's prisoner tall to kneeling. So you're going to start down on the floor in a kneeling position. You need to grab a cushion, pillow, anything like that, feel free to do so. Hands are here. We're going to come all the way to tall and back down. So this one is the full stand. I know sometimes we've done variation where we're only coming to squat. If you want to make it more challenging, you can do that. Only come to squat, or you can hold dumbbell in a goblet position here. Following that, we have single leg Romanian deadlifts. Because we are only doing this once, I do want you to alternate every single time. That means that if you were making it more challenging, you'll need 2 dumbbells, because we're not swapping dumbbells each time. You'll need 2. Following that, we do have our Cossack squat. That will be alternating as well. We're going to widen out those feet. Toes are turned outward. You're going to press and drive through. So body weight version is this. Goblet position with a dumbbell is going to be our more intense position. If you cannot do the prisoner tall to kneeling position, reverse lunges. I know for those of you making modifications, there's going to be a lot of lunges in your life for the next month. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. So I will throw our timer up on the screen share. I will be doing it with you guys if you need a follow through. 45 seconds, nice consistent timing. We are starting with our air squats or our goblet squats. All right, guys, we're gonna get started in 3, 2, and go. Nice, perfect. Just squatting, you want to stay nice and tall. Shoulders down and back, chest up. This is always a great opportunity when we're doing body weight stuff to push that range. If you find that you don't have the best range of motion, now is a good time to kind of work past those sticking points. If that means we're getting our butt down a little bit lower, that's perfect. We have about 15 seconds remaining. Finding a nice consistent pace. Want to exhale as we come up to stand. In 5 seconds, we're going to rest for 15 and get ready for our tall to kneeling. Rest. I'm grabbing a pillow. I don't know about you guys. In about 5 seconds, either prisoner or goblet, starting at kneeling and coming to tall. So you do want to try and alternate each time if you can. We're coming all the way up to stand. Nice, perfect, you guys. And yes, option for goblet there. Make it a little bit more intense if you'd like. and just going wherever is comfortable. Sometimes people find it's more comfortable to step in front of your pillow rather than beside it, but that of course depends on the width of your pillow. We have about 10 seconds remaining. Keep working through, guys. Looking good. Stay nice and tall. Open the chest. 3, 2, resting. Next up, we have our single leg deadlifts. Remember, we all are alternating each time. If you need a support at all, please do so. In 5 seconds, if you're using dumbbells, you need 2 of them. 3, 2, and single leg deadlift. Try not to move too quickly here, to be honest. I want you to give yourself an opportunity to ground the foot, which means heel, big toe, pinky, and keep a nice whoop, nice neutral spine. Shoulders down and back. I don't want any rounding. We're not in it to touch the floor. We're in it to activate the glute. So try and stay nice and flat in our back. You should feel like it's kind of glute med, glute min that's firing out on the side here. And we're getting a little bit of a stretch through our hamstring. Remember, take it slow. 3, 2, and resting. Last but not least, Cossack squat. In about 10 seconds, you can hold a goblet here if available to you. Widen out those feet, toes are turned outward. I want that knee driving out in line. 3, 2, and hinging, press drive. I want the heel of that leg that is squatting to stay grounded. You're gonna try and keep your chest up a bit, and we're sitting our butt back toward the wall. Nice, looking good, everybody. We are keeping those feet in the same position. That is our Cossack squat. These aren't lateral lunges. We're not stepping back every time. You're holding that position. In 10 seconds. In 5, 3, 2, and resting. We're coming back to our air squat or goblet squat. You can vary the intensity here as you need. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, squatting. And if you really want to make these challenging, but you do not have any weights or bands at home, you're going for speed, my friend. Try and get done as many as you can in this 45 seconds. Really encourage a burn, get those quads, glutes firing as much as possible. Nice, awesome guys, looking good. This time around, challenge is speed if you do not have any equipment. Next time, I'm going to give you a different challenge. 10 seconds. And 5, 3, 2, and rest. Finding your pillow, if you're using one, we have our tall to kneeling. Remember, more challenging is goblet or kneeling to squat. In 3, 2, squatting or standing, whatever you choose. You can do both or alternate between. Remember, if you are not doing our tall to kneeling, we have our reverse lunges. You're just gonna alternate those every time. Awesome, guys. If you're in our prisoner position, nice and tall, try and open that chest, roll those shoulders down. I know it's tough, but it's a good opportunity to fight that posture. We have just over 10 seconds. Good job. In 3, 2, resting. Next up, we have our single leg deadlift. Personally, I hate wearing my shoes for these. I'm taking them off. Barefoot is so much better when we're doing balance work. In 3, 2, and hinging. Notice how I don't even come close to the floor. My spine comes neutral or almost parallel to the ground. And then I'm coming back up. I'm also trying to find my breath. And a nice consistent pace to work through here. Because we are doing body weight, there's no excuse for rounded spines and out of control positions. Looking good, guys. We have 15 seconds. Do your best. Keep working on it. Try and breathe on exhale as we come to stand. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, take a rest. Next up, we're back to our Cossack. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, and squatting. Remember, you create the intensity here. Amp it up as much as you like. I am just going to have a peek at what we're doing next because I want to make sure we have enough time today. I honestly think we're only going to do 4 rounds of this 45-second, 15-second combo, which means this is our 3rd set. We're going to do 1 more because I do want to have time to get to our last piece. In about 10 seconds, we're going to rest. Well, we're ending our 2nd and we have 2 more. Sorry, I'm a little ahead of the game. 3, 2, and rest. So back to our squat. We have 2 rounds left. That is my bad. I can do math, I promise. If that doesn't make sense, please let me know. In 3, 2, and squatting. So this time around, if you're looking for a little more challenge on your body weight, I want you to add some tempo. We're going to do 4 seconds. Nice strong drive, explosive on the way up. If you don't have weight, it's a great opportunity to create a little bit more time under tension and train those legs a little bit more explosively. Just giving you guys options. Do whatever you want. This is your own workout. Just want to provide as much variation for you as I can. We have 15 seconds here. Looking good, guys. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, resting. Tall to kneeling, or tall to squat, kneeling to squat. You know what I mean? That whole shebang there. We're gonna find our prisoner position. And 3, 2, kneeling to tall. Try and alternate. Or we have kneeling to squat. Looking good, guys. Keep going. Nice. Prisoner positions are coming along, you guys. Good job. And you can hold that goblet as well. I love it. Keep going. Looking good, guys. 10 more seconds here. Then we're going to rest. In 3, 2, resting. Single leg deadlift. Just hinging, no rounding. In 3, 2, and hinge. Like I said, no need to move quickly. I care far more about control here. If you're confident in your position, you can add some dumbbells if you'd like, or pick up the speed a bit so you get in some more reps. Toe of the leg that is coming up should be pointed down toward the floor. We're not opening through the hip. There's no shifting into a side opening plane. We're staying parallel to the floor. 10 seconds. 5 seconds, almost there. Last reps. 3, 2, resting. Onto our Cossack squat. If you're doing body weight on the Cossack squat, you can always add some tempo, 45 seconds here as well. So you can add in that 3-second push, 3-second eccentric and push, or hang on to that dumbbell, whatever you got. Good job, guys. This will be perfect. We have 1 more set following this, then we're moving on. About 20 seconds here. Just try and breathe. I don't know about you guys, but the air is very dry at my place. I'm gonna have to invest in a humidifier. Or I could take you guys outside and we can do it in the snow. 3, 2, resting. We'll be back to our goblet, air squat, mini bend, tempo, speed, you name it, we're squatting in 5 seconds. 3, 2, and squats. Good job finding whichever speed you are at. Looking good, guys. Keep going. Awesome. I'm seeing some great tempo. Remember, always try and keep that chest up. And it is our butt that's coming down. That means we're challenging our ankle mobility. Drive those knees over top of the toes as much as you can. We have about 10 seconds. Keep those feet grounded though. We're driving the knees. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, tall to kneeling. 15-second rest before that. Looking good, guys. In 5 seconds. In 3, 2, and stepping. Doing great, everybody. Lots of variations. Let me see how we're doing here. Oh, nice. We got some goblets. Good job. Good job. Nice, Bryant. Range is coming along in that prisoner. I like it. Probably doesn't feel any easier, but it looks better. In 15 seconds. Coming into our last reps of these. Final set, everybody. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, resting. Single leg deads. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, keeping that slate, tilt to the pelvis, just as we practiced in our good mornings. We're gonna stick our butt out a little bit. Nice neutral spine as we hinge. Second last 45 seconds of work here, guys. We're almost done on this one. Finding your position of control. Just breathe. If you need to hang on to something, please do so. We have about 10 seconds remaining. Getting into our last reps. 3, 2, resting. In 5 seconds, Cossack squat, finding a nice wide, almost sumo stance. And let's get started. Remember, I want that heel staying down. If you need to pivot with the leg that is outstretched to get a little bit more range, totally fine. Really keep control though. We don't want to push that groin too far. It's not feel good for anybody. Awesome, everybody, looking good. Final 20 seconds on the clock. Then we're gonna take a nice rest and hop into our finisher. Coming down, last 10 seconds, keep breathing. Want to exhale as you press. In 5, 3, 2, and resting. So I'm gonna throw our final circuit up on our screen share. It is a bit of a finisher. I don't foresee it taking us too long, but you do have essentially 10 minutes to do it, and then we're done for the day. So for our finisher, we do have 5 rounds that need to be completed of 4 different exercises. The rep ranges aren't very high, which is great. Means we can move quickly and get it done. So we have 1 inchworm. I do apologize if you are in the Jack Frost Challenge and you're looking at your True Coach, the video that's attached is wrong. So we're not doing wall walks today. 1 inchworm, 2 per side of a half Turkish get up. I'll demo those. If you have, say, a light dumbbell, can of soup, a shoe, something to hold on to, that'll be a great tool. Following that, 3 pike push-ups, which will be a kind of combination of our yoga push-up we did in warm-up, and 4 candlestick roll-ups. So I'm going to take you guys off screen share and let's go over these. So everybody knows the inchworm. We're going to walk those hands out into a high plank position or a little bit further if you're comfortable. And then you're going to walk it back in. On our next one, like I said, if you have a dumbbell or something to hold on to, it's going to be advantageous, but we do have 2 per side of a half Turkish get up. So if we remember in our Turkish get ups, you're going to have one arm pressing straight toward the ceiling. That same arm that is up is the same side of the leg that is bent. You're going to take your other arm and it's going to go out in a V on the floor with that leg that is outstretched. And our half position is literally coming to a sit up and back down. That's all it is. We'll switch sides. Oops, there we go. And just do 2. So a little bit of core. Following that, our pike push-ups. You're going to find your pike position. You might have to widen out those hands a little bit. And then we're bringing our forehead down into the floor. Just 3 there. And then our candlestick roll-ups, which might be a little bit dicey for some. So I'm going to provide a modification too. The candlestick roll-up, we're starting at stand. You're going to come down, roll up, hips strap up, and back up. Woo. Keep your balance a little better than I did. Anyways, you can cushion your landing and use your hands as much as you need. Ideally, you're not using your hands, but you can. If that is not happening for you, I would honestly just suggest kind of a less intense burpee where you can jump if you want or not. Just a high plank though, and back in. I would say that's kind of the equivalent in terms of work that's being done on the candlestick roll up. And we're going to do 5 rounds for time. So just those 4. I'm going to toss them up on our screen share in case you forget, but I will be doing them with you too. All right, guys, so find some space. We are starting with our inchworm. We are going to get rolling for 1 inchworm in 3, 2, and go. Now walk those hands out. And we're coming back in to hip extension. Then we're finding our space on the floor. Dumbbell is up in the air, arm is outstretched, that same knee is bent. You're gonna press up into a sit-up and back down. You always wanna try and lead your dumbbell straight toward the ceiling. Keep your gaze on it and sit up nice and tall. Once you've done 2 a side of those, we have 3 pike push-ups. Remember, widen out those hands a little. Ears are near the bicep. We're bringing our forehead to the floor before we work through our candlestick roll-ups. We have 4 on the candlestick roll-ups. Remember, if you are not doing the roll-up, we have kind of our less intense burpee, which has the jump, but we're only out to high plank. We're gonna work through 5 sets of that, you guys. Once you finish your roll-ups, we're back to our inchworm. I'm gonna come watch everyone's Turkish get-ups, just make sure we're doing it right. Perfect, and we don't have any accumulating reps. It's just the same 4 for 5 sets. Awesome, everybody. So as the refresher, we have 1 inchworm, 2 a side, Turkish get-ups, only half, 3 pike push-ups, and 4 candlestick roll-ups. Ross, I'm gonna get you to switch your legs, please. Yeah, there you go, girl. Nice. That's perfect. Lovely. Rocking it, you guys. Awesome. Thankfully, we're not doing anything too complex as a full Turkish get up because I feel like that would get out of control in virtual land. If you need any modification, something is not feeling good for you, please let me know. I'm available. Awesome, everybody, crushing it. I know those roll-ups are tough. Use your hands as much as you need to. Gives you a little bit of push on the way up and kind of cushions the landing. You don't really want to like drop your butt into the ground. It doesn't feel the most comfortable. You do want to try and get that hip lift going on the back end as well. Nice, everybody. Good little challenge. We don't normally move this way. It's kind of fun. Awesome, good work. We still have about 5 minutes in the session, you guys. Lots of time. Once you finish your 5 rounds, you are out of here. Good job, keep crushing it. Just a single inchworm to start us off. You notice kind of a common theme. It's like some very dynamic core that is happening right now. Awesome, Bryant. Nice job. Good work. Looking strong, guys. Keep going. It's like most are working on our 3rd set here. Unless I missed one, that's so possible. I've already admitted to being terrible at math. Good job, guys. So it's 2 on those inchworms. Nope, it's 1 on the inchworms, 2 per side on the Turkish get up. Keep your gaze on your hand, dumbbell, whatever you're putting in the air. We have our pike push-ups for 3. As well as our candle roll-ups. Good work, everybody. Looking strong. Keep going. Awesome. Good push through, guys. Last 3 minutes of our session. Almost there. Ross, switch your legs again. You crazy? There you go. Awesome, everybody looking strong. Remember to try and breathe on the point of exertion or just as consistently as you can. Good work, guys. Almost done. Just as most are getting close to the end, I just want to remind everybody, if you are participating in our Jacked Frost Challenge, please make sure that you have checked off today's workout, save, complete, whatever we're looking at on that end to make sure that you've done it. I am going through, make sure that you guys all have done that. So it shows up green on my end because that is how you earn your entries. And thank you to everyone who took the time to complete the kind of check-in portion initially yesterday. Do really appreciate that. If you haven't done it, you still have the opportunity to do so. And it does get you an extra entry into the draw for the gift basket as well. So have a little bonus there. Nice, guys. Brian, are we just doing extra sit-ups for fun? You maniac? Nice. I like it. That's awesome, guys. I'm going to take our screen share off. We have 1 minute remaining in the session. Just while people are finishing up, good job, everybody. All right, guys, when you are finished, you are free to go. I'm going to stay on until everybody is done, but if you need to hop out, thanks so much for joining. Have a good day, you guys. No problem. Thanks for coming, Alyssa. Have a good day. Thanks, Brian. We'll see you. Bye, Roz. Have a good day.